What is up, everyone? It's your girl Tabs here with Keeping Tabs. Welcome back to the podcast. It's episode 9, and of course, we're doing another little WWE rundown of all the things that happened this week. Monday Night Raw, AJ Lee made her return after 10 plus years, once again setting up a major match at Wrestlepalooza. Smackdown was pretty awesome this week, as well as we had the return of the American Nightmare WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. NXT was another good one, and we were lucky and got an amazing Worlds Collide following this week's Smackdown. So again, we're going to talk about all the things here, so let's dive on into episode 9 of Keeping Tabs. Let's go. Alrighty, so starting off, we're going to talk about AJ Lee on Monday Night Raw. Her coming out. Her, first off, amazing promo. Enjoyed all of it. Who else can have the entire WWE Universe chanting therapy, man? I absolutely loved it all the way through. And obviously, Becky Lynch coming out to try to get her IC title back, as AJ still had it from Friday Night Smackdown. So I really love how they played into that. The men all coming out, blah, 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 whatever, but finally setting up that mixed tag match for Wrestlepalooza. AJ Lee's first ever wrestling match in 10 plus years. This is going to be an absolute banger. I know it's not main eventing, which is a little disappointing in my opinion, but it's still going to be an incredible matchup, and I'm super excited for Wrestlepalooza, which we'll talk about that a little bit more on in the episode. Oh, yes, and I have to note that after this mixed tag match, I definitely want AJ Lee and Becky to continue this feud on for the women's IC title. I mean, AJ Lee can definitely take that title off of her and just continue to make that title very important. Because honestly, if you really think about it, the Women's Intercontinental Championship feels like the most important and influential women's title right now in all of WWE. Becky Lynch has been just skyrocketing that title, and I really am interested to see what continues on. Another major thing that happened on Monday Night Raw was the Uso brothers coming out. Obviously, they kind of reunited last week on Monday Night Raw, but this week coming out, challenging the Braun Brawns to a tag match at Wrestlepalooza as they continue to build that card up. And you know, an interesting thing is that there seems to be a little tension between Jay and Jimmy. You know, Jay was like, I want my world title back. And Jimmy's like, what about me? What about me, bro? So interesting where that leads. And obviously towards, at the end of the main event, Jay decided to spear LA Knight instead of, kind of keeping it cool, keeping it cordial, as LA Knight and Jimmy were, dapping it up, all that stuff. So interested to see, are we going to get a full crash out Jay? Are we going to get a full heel turn from Jay Uso? But that tag match is official for Wrestlepalooza, so they're stacking that card up. Again, I'm interested. I'm very interested to see how this Wrestlepalooza plays out and what other matches we get. So AJ Styles defeated El Grande Americano, as that he was the reason that AJ didn't win the IC title in Paris. So it obviously still seems that AJ Styles is hunting after Dom Mysterio in that Intercontinental Championship. I'm very interested to see if they will add that to Wrestlepalooza as well. So make sure we're tuning into Monday Night Raw this coming week, as this is the go-home episode before Wrestlepalooza. It is just under 6 days away. And then moving over to Friday Night Smackdown, Brock Lesnar kicked things off this week on Smackdown. Nothing too interesting, to be honest, as R-Truth comes out, interrupts him. He says funny, back to his usual comedy character, R-Truth. They had a weird interaction, low-key. I didn't really... It was kind of whatever. Brock ends up hitting R-Truth with an F5, split his pants, and that was the funniest of it all, so... I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Brock and John Cena matchup. I've already said that before, and I'll continue that until the match actually happens, which that is going to be main eventing Wrestlepalooza. So that's important to note. That's why I'm a little annoyed that the CM Punk tag match with AJ Lee versus Becky and Seth, that's not main eventing. It's the Brock and Cena thing, but, I'm not the booker. Obviously it is John Cena's retirement tour and everything, so... It is what it is. Continuing on SmackDown, Sami Zayn is going to, continue on that U.S. title open challenge. So this week he faced Rey Fenix. I think he's going to retain this title probably for a couple months, maybe towards the end of the year, maybe up all the way up until WrestleMania. Who knows? But I'm down for an open challenge. I think he'll be doing it probably every single week, so I'm interested, and I'm a Sami Zayn fan. So this week on SmackDown, we also had a women's championship match of Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Not a fan of the result here, as it was a double countout. And then we had Nia Jax coming out. So it looks like this is going to be a triple threat potentially at Wrestlepalooza. They didn't make it official, so maybe it will be announced some point this week. Or heck, they'll probably end up pushing it to a random SmackDown. Who knows? And then the main event of SmackDown this week was Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. They have, a little feud going on while Cody's been away. Well, guess what? Cody's back. If you missed it, Cody made his return. I called it all freaking week long that Cody was going to return, whether it was during that match or after that match. I knew Cody was going to return. The WWE Championship returned to help Randy as Drew defeated Randy, but continued to beat him down post-match. And we got Cody coming out, saving his buddy Randy, and then grabbing the mic and calling Drew out for a one-on-one matchup at Wrestlepalooza. So Cody's back. He's defending that title at Wrestlepalooza, and I'm interested to see, is Randy going to somehow get involved here? Are we going to have a triple threat in the future? So make sure you're tuning in to Wrestlepalooza because it looks to be a banger. Alrighty, let's talk a little NXT as we had Josh Briggs defeating Javon Evans in a one-on-one. Josh Briggs, low-key, I'll give it to you. He was wearing this little steel chain kind of necklace thing. He just yanked that thing off, wrapped his knuckles, and knocked Javon right out of the air to get the dub. Hey, I'm a Javon Evans fan, but Josh Briggs, that was pretty smart. And I'm not annoyed at the Josh Briggs push here. I'm kind of enjoying it, honestly. WWE Speed Tournament has continued as Lainey Reed will advance on and face Candice LeRae, and then that winner will face Sol Ruca at No Mercy. Tavian Heights defeated Ethan Page in a flag match, so USA got the dub over Canada. Pretty good matchup overall. That's an interesting, little feud, as now I believe Tavian Heights potentially could take the North American Championship away from Ethan Page. Ethan Page needs to go to the main roster, in my opinion. That's what they need to do. I feel like they're wasting Ethan Page in NXT a little bit. Push him to the main roster, please, because I think they could do a lot more with him and Chelsea. Continue that on SmackDown, potentially. So, we'll see. And then there was a triple threat tag team matchup for the number one contenderships to face the women's tag champs at NXT Homecoming this coming week. The Culling, Izzy Dane, and Tatum Paxley got the win over Sol Ruca and Fatal Influence, or Sol Ruca, Zarya, and Fatal Influence, excuse me. But yeah, overall, that was a good tag team matchup, and we will see Izzy Dane and Tatum take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss at NXT Homecoming this coming Tuesday. Continuing on with NXT, Trick Williams came out. He has a little tension going on with DIY's Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. So they all get in the ring, and then Trick reveals he does have a friend still, as Mello makes his return to NXT, setting up a big-time tag matchup for NXT Homecoming, as they're stacking that Tuesday night episode coming up. So make sure you're tuning in this Tuesday to NXT, because they've got some great matches that are setting up. And continuing that, Fatal Influence lost. After they lost that number one contendership, JC Jane was freaking out on Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, caused Stephanie Vaquer to come and return to NXT. We've been wondering where she's been. Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion, came out as well. And then the third one, Rhea freaking Ripley. We got a 3-on-3 6-women tag match for NXT Homecoming as well. So again, NXT Homecoming is looking to be an incredible show. I'm super, super excited for that. Also for NXT Homecoming, the Grayson Waller effect will be returning to NXT once again. Oba and Ricky Saints will be face-to-face before their NXT Championship matchup at No Mercy, which is going to be on September 27th. That's looking like a great PLE already for NXT. I am a consistent NXT watcher. I believe that they have the most consistent show. Shawn Michaels really, really knows how to put on a great 2-hour show weekly. And then also when they have PLEs, they are just banger, banger, banger. So make sure you guys are checking out NXT Homecoming coming up. And then just a little later in the month, we will have NXT No Mercy on the 27th. Alrighty, guys, like I said, we are lucky and had a Worlds Collide after Friday Night Smackdown this week. So let's talk a little bit about what I enjoyed and some of the results. So they kicked things off with the 8-man tag team matchup where Laredo Kid, La Parca, Octagon Jr., and I can't say that. I don't want to mispronounce anything, but they got a win. It was a great match with some high flying. We had people from WWE like Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro from LWO. Great match to start everything off. Some high flying action, like I said. And then we had Natalia, aka Natty Neidhart, going against Fabi Apache to see who is going to be the #1 contender for that women's world title in AAA. So Natty got the win. I'm super excited to see if she actually gets that title. It was the AAA Tag Team Championships that were on the line. You had Pagano and Psycho Clown versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller. I think Xavier Woods had a slight injury, so he wasn't cleared. So Grayson Waller's technically a part of New Day, I guess, official. But Pagano and Psycho Clown retained those AAA Tag Team Championships. And then we had a mixed tag team match of Mr. Iguana. He's like literally everyone's favorite from AAA so far. I absolutely love him. But he was teaming up with Lola Vice once again, and they faced Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. If you missed it, Finn Balor, when he was at, Triple Mania, and he faced Mr. Iguana last time, they both have their type of puppets. He has Demonito or whatever, and Mr. Iguana has Lyeska. So he brought back the puppets. It was awesome. Awesome match overall, but Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice getting the dub. And then there was a fatal four-way for the AAA Latin America Championship, which was really, really cool as well. I really enjoyed that. The champion, Dr. Wagner Jr., retaining his title, but some incredible action. Like I said, it was a fatal four-way. We had Dragon Lee representing Monday Night Raw, Ethan Page representing NXT, and JD McDonough also representing Monday Night Raw. So some great action, but Dr. Wagner Jr. retaining that Latin American Championship. And then in the main event, it was Dominic Mysterio representing WWE as he's our Intercontinental Championship versus AAA's Mega Champion, Velkingo. I don't want to say his name wrong, excuse me. What an incredible main event, though, as Dom was trying to become 2-belt Dom. Before the matchup, he and Ray had a moment backstage where Dom was like, once I win that title, you're going to come out there and you're going to put it on my waist. Which Dom was successful. Dom won the title as El Grande Americano came out to help him. Was able to slip him that little hard piece to put in the mask. Get the flying headbutt on Velkingo. Going up for the amazing frog splash. Getting the dub over Velkingo. Finally becoming 2-belt Dom. Intercontinental Champ. AAA Mega Champ. First Mysterio to win the AAA Mega Championship as well. Ray stuck to his word. Put the title around Dom's waist, and we have a 2-belt Dom. He will be appearing on Monday Night Raw coming up, so I'm sure we'll get a little celebration from him and all the Judgment Day members. And then quickly, I just wanted to talk about Wrestlepalooza real quick as we have 5 total matches set up. Obviously, John Cena, Brock Lesnar will be main eventing, like I said earlier. The mixed tag match of CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Husband and wife versus husband and wife. That's going to be an incredible matchup. The women's world title is finally going to be reclaimed as Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer are going to go one-on-one. That's going to be an absolute amazing match. Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship is going to be an incredible match too. Again, is Randy Orton going to come into play at all? But Drew McIntyre, I obviously see Cody retaining because he just got the title back, but hey, Drew, I really want to see a Drew Championship run in the near future. And then also, so far, it's the Usos versus the Braun Brawns in another tag match. So 5 total matches so far. I feel like they're going to add a couple this coming week as this is the go-home week for Wrestlepalooza. September 20th, don't forget, on ESPN, the debut of PLEs on ESPN. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining episode 9 of the Keeping Tabs podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, like it, share it, anything you could do to support me. I very much appreciate it. And as always, guys, I love to hear all your thoughts and feelings. So let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see in the future. And as always, don't forget to be keeping tabs.